there, you'll see these little like, kind of like roots, aerial kind of roots, like
Oh,
that kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So you'll see like the stem, and then you'll turn it around and it'll have like roots on it.
Mm-hmm.
You can trim back after, like at the before, and so where those are the roots that you can put into water. So if
Oh.
it's too long for you, like for example, you know, like, because I could even trim these guys here and it would still be long and dangly, but then
Yeah.
you could put these guys in water and put them, and probably put them all in one jug and leave them in like a bottle. Like what I usually do is like a Topo Chico bottle. That usually is, I just have those olive, fill it with water, put your stems with the little roots in that, and then after like a couple of weeks, then you'll have then it'll have roots, and it will, and then you can plant that and grow your own. So that's how you can find this guy, this really long.
Okay.
And I
What
only say
about,
that, yeah, go ahead.
so like we've had like these kind of succulents before where they get like super like they get kind of like big and like how do you trim them? Yeah, how do you trim those back? Like if you cut them, will they die?
No, you just gotta find the right place to cut it. What's up? Okay, hey Layla, what's their name? Can you check the waiting room? It looks like there's a couple people waiting for you.
Oh, no,
or at least they called the shop.
Okay.
I see Taylor.
Yeah. I don't have anybody else waiting at the moment. Can you see if they can try to reconnect?
See if they can reconnect. What I had to do was I had to copy and paste the link in my phone. Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry,
so
yeah, I'll keep watching.
Okay, cool. So with your long ones of your Echeveria guys, so when they get super long, I'm gonna use this because it's longer. What you would do is you can really just kind of trim off the top here. So if you clip right here, the part you clip off, the top piece will, and you just rest it in soil on top of some soil, and that way when you start seeing the roots starting to come out, then you can plant that. So, and then the part that you cut off of this part here, because it's not super far down, you can actually probably get new buds to start growing off of that. So it's like, it's like growing, and then like, here's the like rosette part. So if you clip off the rosette top part, this part, if it's long enough, this will start making more little baby ones up on top here. You just don't want to cut it further down the base.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense.
And you might have to like mist it like every week. You might have to baby it to kind of get it to produce, or give it more light to get it to produce those babies on top.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something you want to do, like at least after every like 3 to 6 months. You can kind of, if you want to keep them small in the small container, then you can kind of trim back, or you can repot them into something bigger, and then refill your container.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. 3, 4.
I don't see anyone else in the waiting room.
Okay.
Any other issues with anybody getting in?
I don't know. I mean, I think she said, she gave me a thumbs up, so that usually means like they figured it out.
Okay, good.
Okay. But I don't see anything.
I don't see anybody waiting. It looks like it says Spencer is still connecting to audio.
And she probably doesn't, she probably just wants to watch.
Maybe she's gonna, yeah. That's
like, cool. Okay. One more question? Any other plant questions?
I think we're good.
Cool. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of just show what we had in our boxes, to just kind of do some stalling so that the next person can come in. So Taylor, I don't know if you can turn on your video, just so I can see where you're doing with your arrangements. And I think I remember you had a dog one. I'm not sure though, but your foxes should come with your ugly rocks or your dirty rocks. So this is gonna be the bottom layer. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour that into the mug, maybe like a quarter to almost a halfway up. And then that's gonna provide the drainage for when we go to water these guys. I usually, so you've got two ways you can water your arrangement. The first kind of classic way is doing like a teaspoon of water per little 2-inch. So like with this arrangement here, so I would just get a little teaspoon and just kind of do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you could do that way, or you can get a mister and you can just mist the crap out of it to where it looks like it's been rained on, like, and that can be a really good way to water without overwatering, because it's going to evaporate. It's not going to sit in the soil like actually watering into the soil. But with misting, sometimes they might get a little thirstier. So that's definitely something you're going to have to do weekly, up to maybe twice a week. But another good thing about misting is you can target the plants that need more. So like, for example, the pinky ones might need a little extra water. And anybody who looks a little thin or kind of wrinkly, like sucked in, that's going to be the one that you're going to kind of target with the mister, because they're asking for water when everybody else is kind of good. And so those are two ways you can water. Misting is great because then you can like tend to them more often. You could literally do it every other day. Whereas watering, it's kind of more like water weight. And then, so that's why we'll have the rocks on the bottom. Some people, if you have a drainage hole, then you can do a little bit more water because it drains out. But even with a drain hole, you're gonna have all of this area here that's not draining. So it's still kind of good to be underwater. Oh, it looks like you've got someone now. So that's a good way to make sure that it's not getting overwatered. And even a drain hole can still be a little more complicated because you think it's fine, and then there could be edges that aren't getting touched. And what another good thing to do is getting a moisture meter. And that thing you can just like stab all the way down in there and see if it's dry at the bottom. And that way you can kind of see if it needs water, or if it's moist at the bottom but still super dry up top. So that's another good way. And then with most of these guys, so a pretty good sunny spot for all of them. So I usually just kind of look in your house and just find the like that south or west facing light to get the right spot for these succulents. All right, well, like at 1:20, I think we should go ahead and start working on it. What do you think? Sounds good?
Give a little intro on my end before?
Yes, that'd be great.
Cool. Well, thank you all for joining us. I'm Layla. I'm with the Austin Humane Society. I'm double dutying it. I've got Inception going on here with my phone and the computer. But I'm in one of our colony rooms. And these rooms, as you can see, are designed to hold a lot of cats. And this is where our more social cats, like these two goofballs that have been playing, can kind of hang out and be with each other. That way they don't have to be in a kennel, you know, as much. But all of the cats in here are up for adoption. Right here in this little bed is my friend Talkies. We call him our teenager cat, and we can't figure out why in the world this boy hasn't been adopted yet, because when I first came in here, he jumped on my lap, started purring, and tried to go to sleep in my arm immediately. He's just like amazing, and we love him. But this is Molly, and this is Almond Joy, and then Payday is over there sleeping. Hi, Payday. Oh. So yeah, this is one of our colony rooms, and then as we go through the whole party, I'll show y'all. We've got some really adorable kittens. We have some puppies that are unfortunately all adopted, but still we'll put on some puppies anyway. And we'll introduce y'all to one of our older dogs that's up for adoption here. That's another staff favorite that we're ready to send to their forever home. So, so yeah, I'll just be here to kind of provide some animal entertainment throughout this this whole thing. And if y'all have questions, throw them my way. I am the education and events coordinator, so I'm not as well-versed in all of the adoption stuff, but I can give y'all emails and, links and stuff to check out if you're interested in any of the animals that you see and for, adopting in general. So, but yeah,
I have a question.
Questions.
So do you have any Felvy cats?
We do actually.
Or kitten?
We have this cat named Domino, and he's not here unfortunately, but it's great because he's actually in a foster home right now.
Oh, good.
He's right from the shelter. Yeah, he's feline leukemia positive. We do have, I think, a couple cats here that have FIV, which is, HIV, unfortunately, but in cats. I recently
adopted a Felvy cat.
Oh, you did?
And I'm like, I want him. Yeah, and he's so cute.
Oh,
and
so
I'm like, I want a baby friend with you, but it only can be a Felvy cat, though.
Yeah. I'm so appreciative. I'm so happy to hear that because they can. People get a little bit scared of what it means to take care of an FLV cat or an FIV cat, and honestly, it's not that challenging. There are more challenging things to deal with, like ringworm or heartworm and things like that for dogs. But yeah, he thankfully Domino, he's a little bit of a long-term stay because he hasn't been necessarily.
It's a hard sell.
He is kind of a hard sell. It's kind of unfortunate. Our puppies and our kitties, our kittens go so fast, which is great, but there's a lot of benefits to owning an older animal. They know the deal, they're house trained, they've been around other animals and kids and people, but our length of stay for our kittens and our puppies is ridiculous. Like the puppies I'm going to show y'all today are already adopted.
Yeah.
The minute we get them,
disclaimer.
they're gone. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But most of the animals don't have very long of a stay. I mean, the average is about 2 weeks. And then there's just special cases that might take a little bit longer or, go a lot faster. But yeah, we've been really lucky during COVID that the community has really just stepped up to adopt. I mean, the adoption rates haven't really slowed down for us. We've stayed really busy, which is fantastic. I mean, everybody's home. No one has anything to do. Might as well get a companion.
Yeah.
So
same for plants. People are like, I need pretty stuff to look at.
Yes, you do. Put some cute plants in your house, get a pet, you're good. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll let y'all get started, and then whenever you're ready, Shannon, I can take us out into other areas, and we'll do something besides watch these cats play.
Awesome. Sounds good. I'm gonna turn this channel on just in case. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started. So you're gonna take your ugly rocks. We're gonna open that guy up. So I've only basically used this much of this bag. And it's just like mine's like up to about here. All right, and then you got your soil bag. So we're gonna, with the soil, all we're gonna really do is pour the soil around the edges. So we're gonna pour soil around the edge here and pack that away and we're basically making a little hole in the middle. And that's when we'll put our plants, our succulents will have the soil inside there. So I'm just gonna pour some just around the edges there. So, and then I'm just kind of pushing it around the edge. So that way there's a nice like kind of hole in the middle. All right. So I used about this much soil.
Oh, sure.
But we leave the rocks on the bottom, right? We don't create.
Yes.
Okay.
That's going to be it's going to elevate the roots on the succulents so that way their little roots won't be touching the bottom. Okay, I don't know if you can tell, but there's kind of like a hole in the middle there. All right. All right. And so now we're gonna get our super long guy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold on to this side and then you're just gonna pull away the plastic part. And that will, it's like basically a cube that made the soil in the roots. So you'll just kind of like massage it a little just to get it out of that cubey shape and just kind of, you're just kind of encouraging them to start growing their roots in a different shape. And so with this one, you've got a couple options. So you're going to be thinning it down a little bit to where he's a lot, like he's only about maybe like an inch or so of roots. So you thinning it down. And so he's kind of like that. And you're going to put him in the front in the kind of middle-ish. So you can see, so I put him like in the middle, but kind of pushing him more towards the front side. So that way its hair kind of like drizzles over the side here. And you can do either side. Mine just ended up being on the side where the handle is, but it could be that side too. And so it'll literally just look like an inch that's just in there. Can you see that? How he's just kind of like, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that rosette on top of him to hide his stuff. All right. All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do your Echeveria. Yours was that purple one. And so these ones are a little bit more sensitive. So I would hold the outside of the petals and push away with, or pull away with the tray. And then this one, we're just gonna kind of thin it down a little bit so it's just not in that super square shape where you can kind of hold it down here, like just pinching it down here. And then I'm just gonna take that rosette shape and put it on top of where that bananas were, like kind of at the front of the mug. So basically, if you look at the back here, you can see that I've kind of just covered up the bottom of the bananas with the top of the rosette. And that might just take some shoving. It's better to shove from at the bottom where the roots are, like at the base, than touching the top, because the top you might lose petals on the top of the Echeverias.
Mm-hmm.
And since yours was a little wider, you might have like the flaps be coming on either side.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically making a mound over the bananas. All right, and then next thing we're going to do, let's see, should we do the pinkies? Let's do should we do this guy or the pinkies? Let's do the Black Prince. This guy, yep, it's another version of the rosette. It's just kind of a different shape. So yeah, just holding the plant and then pushing away with the tray and just kind of thinning that down a little bit, taking it outside the square shape that it was forced to be in. So I'm just holding the base here. So this one we're going to put on this other side of the bananas to hide the base of that part of the banana. And since this one goes more upwards, you can see it past the banana. It's not so much a flat, it's more of an here. It's still just kind of floating on the top there. We're just going to be adding more plants, and that's going to kind of cover up the rest of its bases, the bases of them. All right. And yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm touching the top, but not putting too much pressure and kind of shoving it in there, because at the end, we're gonna add soil. And what you wanna see with soil in the gaps is you want your finger to just stop right here. You don't want the soil to be so loose that your finger touches all the way bottom. So you're gonna just, and we'll probably do this at the very end. We'll add more soil and then pack it, add more soil and then pack it. But you want it to be nice and firm on top and not like wiggly, because it'll be more in there once you put more soil in. All right, and then second to last, we're gonna do the yellow one next. It's a little bit taller, so we're gonna put this one in the back. And so same thing, I'm just gonna hold the front and then pull away with the tray, and then just kind of slowly, just kind of loosen it up a little bit. And then this guy, so he's gonna go in this spot right here for height. So mine had a little bit of a gap, so I'm making kind of like a little hole where it's gonna go because it's so tall. So I made just like a little divot in there, just making him smaller, and then holding him at the roots and putting it inside there.
On the other side. Yeah.
Oh.
So you want the roots and everything like down here, not anywhere up here. And then on this back side here, I have this big hole. So I'm gonna start adding some soil to the back. And I'm just gonna scoop my like soil here and use my little tray and just kind of pour it from the side. So it's kind of like almost like a triangle shape that it'll funnel it right into that spot. And then I'm gonna pack it down in the back and then pour some more soil. This is the absolute most annoying thing about arrangements is adding more soil and packing it in and adding more soil. This is the one thing that everybody asks me about when we're doing a party. And they're like, I'm done. And I go and I poke their arrangement and my finger goes all the way down. And I'm like, sorry, I keep adding more soil. Okay. So that guy's pretty good, stable. It's not wobbling really badly or anything. All right, and then I'm just making a small little, I'm pressing back and making a little hole on this other side here. So right next to the flat echeveria and the yellow, this is where we're gonna put those little pinky guys. So I'm making a nice little kind of a little hole for it to go down in there. Oh, yours was pretty tall. Mine is a little small. So mine are basically just a tuft on the top here. And so be very careful. They're a little bit more, they're called pork and beans. They're a little bit more fragile. So I would just barely touch the top here and then pull away your tray. You might expect them to come apart. That's fine. So because mine is so long and skinny, I'm gonna like kind of drill a little hole deeper. Whereas yours is a little bit more wide, Paul, you can kind of push back and make a little bit more width to it. But you're gonna wanna, like I call it, pre-drill a hole for those guys because they wanna be pretty deep in there so that their little red tops will be right at the edge there. So like I took my long guy and when I go put him in, he's like up to here. And so I'm gonna push a little bit further down and kind of make a little bit deeper of a hole. Because you literally have until you reach the rocks to where you can put it and it'd be fine. And this is what we do with most of the succulents that are super long. You just make more room and you only wanna see that top. You just make more room down below and then you can put it in lower. So like you can see mine, I made a smaller hole so that way he's just right next to that little echeveria. And then I just have one more tuft. You've got a couple, Paul. If you want, you can, if you have another hole somewhere and you can't get all three of them into that one spot, you can pop them, you can like kind of pull one apart. And if you had another spot like in the back here, or if you had another spot, or if you have another pot, you can just plant that guy on his own if he's not, if it's too big for the hole that we're putting him in.
Okay. So is that too much gap there or?
Let's see, move your hands real quick.
Oh.
That's okay. Yeah, because that's the back, so that's fine. I would probably add more soil because it looks like there's still a little wobbly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You've got stuff going all the way to the bottom. Mine is literally just like the top. So that's why I'm like kind of hiding it in there. And so by seeing yours, it's, you know, it's yeah, it just looks good. All right, now I got to drill my hole for this bigger one. Yes, and so now that I've put that little baby one in there, I do have a pretty big gap for soil. So I'm just gonna kind of keep everybody where I like them and then just kind of tuck in more soil and pack it in. Packing it in. Do. All right. So the big kicker is the wobble test after you get your arrangement together and you're packing all your soil in. And it seems like we've got enough soil in there all the way to the top. And then you've got, okay, so this guy's gonna wobble because he's long, but everybody else isn't moving too much. And so that's how you can tell your arrangement is happy and planted deep enough. And then this would be the time when we will actually go in and do toppings. But because what you could do, the black rocks, even though your cat is black, you can still add the black topping rock. It'll just kind of look nice. It's kind of like a little decorative element. And so you'll just kind of find your edges. So like mine, I have a pretty big edge in the back here. So I'm gonna push down the soil just kind of like 1/4 of an inch and then add the little topping rocks. I'm just gonna keep packing that soil. And that's something that when you go to the shop and make your own arrangement, we have the little toppings bar that you can pick which color topping you like to do. All right, so here's my arrangement. Woo!
Pretty. Oh yeah, that's stable. You can tip it all the way.
I know, right? I'm like, all the way, no. It's a Dairy Queen.
The blizzard test.
I know, exactly.
Shake it?
Yeah, the wobble.
Yeah.
The
So
tall
this
wiggle.
one's kind of wiggling.
Yeah, so which one? Yep, that guy, yeah. So maybe like pack in more soil and then add in, or pack your finger in there and then add more soil and pack it in there. It might need to go a little bit deeper if it's wiggling to where it wants to fall out of the arrangement. Which is hard for me to explain because mine were like so sad and like tiny. I basically ran around the store like, okay, now I gotta get the plants. And they're like, we don't have any more of those red ones. And I was like, oh, look at those. They have like 5 leaves on them. They're still red.
I did not know how we were going to get 5 of those little plant babies in there, but you did it. And I'm like, there's no way.
Yep, I know. I could maybe get 2 more in there if I wanted to.
Wow.
Yeah. And well, it's really a matter of stacking and placing them to where they're stacked. Because like even the like $100 arrangements that we do in a small container, you literally put more of the arrangement coming out. So like we have more of those bananas coming out and like the rosette would be floating outside the arrangement. So to kind of make sure it all fits in there. It's like, you know, succulent magic.
It is.
Oh, it looks great.
Super cute.
So
you did
pretty.
it. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm excited that I learned something in this segment too. I always avoid non-drainable things, and I really never realized if you put enough rocks down there, you're good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and you just kind of cut back on watering.
Yeah. And I don't mist any of my succulents either. I'm like, why am I not doing that? I'm going to do this. So.
Yeah. Well, we found out that gardening people would always overwater their succulents. And so what we did was we were like, okay, so just mist the crap out of them, you know, because it's like, you want to water these. And they're like, I just want to tend to them. And I'm like, you can't just mist them. Just mist.
Yes.
And that kind of solved that problem.
That's smart, yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you want to show us some kitties that are up for adoption?
Yeah, let me put my mask on since I'm going to leave this colony room, and I will give y'all a little mini tour. And then after I show y'all around, I'm gonna kind of go off camera for about 2 minutes while I grab some puppies, and then I'm gonna switch rooms and we'll have some ridiculous puppies to watch. So
Cute.
let me get my camera back going here.
Hi, Holly. Welcome.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here. Y'all can watch the
All right,
camera.
we're watching the iPhone now.
Okay, yeah, let me actually turn this camera off. That would make more sense. Okay, let me stop making y'all dizzy.
Cute.
Okay.
Here you are.
Okay, so sorry about the feedback, y'all. I had to get out of the room for it to stop doing that. Okay, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. For some reason, I can't hear you. Let me turn you back up. Okay, there we go. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, as y'all can see, I was just in that room. That's one of our 3 colony rooms. Like I said, where we can have more of the social cats hang out together. And then this area here is actually our adoption lobby that would normally be open to the public. Of course, we've been closed since March, and we're doing virtual counseling adoptions for all of our animals. So out here is where we have a lot of kittens that will be gone before you can blink your eyes. Hi, babies.
Oh, hi.
And all of our staff here gets really creative with the naming. We've got graham cracker, s'mores, and brownie in here. So here's our little snack cats. And then we've got these little sweeties down here. And then this is the outside of our cattery. As y'all can see, these are the kennels where our cats hang out. And I'm going to take y'all inside there in just a moment. This is more of our lobby, and I'll show you guys where we just have so many plentiful kittens up for adoption. This is Eddie. Eddie is very cute and very talkative. Hi, Eddie. This little baby down here is Quarter. Hi, Quarter.
Meow.
Hey, Betty. And then this little cutie up here is Polly. Hi, Polly. Hi, girl. Tell me about it. And then over here, yet more kittens. This is Turner. He's also very chatty and very sweet. Hi, baby. We got a little sacked out baby down here. Hi. Oh, you're ridiculously cute. Who is that? This one is Brian. Oh, I love it. Brian. That's Brian. This little boy is Jolly Roger.
Aww.
I have a special affinity for him because he's a long-haired black cat, and that's what I have at home. And as you can see, he is, I think, recovering from an eye injury that he's had since he was born.
Oh, buddy.
Boy.
Oh, look at your hair.
He's so cute. And then one of the things that I have to do that we do between all animals, if I touch any more, is sanitize. So I've got to sanitize both my hands here. Sorry.
Like, where's the phone?
And then this is our cattery. And we actually have a couple of cats that are out running around right now, having some fun. Let's see. Oh, I'm so glad y'all are going to get to see these cats. This cat right here. Don't get scared. It's okay.
Run away.
Okay. Well, that cat and its sibling are the perfect blend of like an orange and a brown tabby. They are very cute. But this is our cattery. So, and one of our awesome volunteers, Mary Lou, is in here. She helps socialize our little sweeties. And as y'all can see, you know, some of the more shy ones, you know, or ones that are trying to adjust to the shelter, we kind of give them some peace. Are you ready for no more? Hi. But yeah, this is our big cattery. And this is where everyone hangs out, and our volunteers do help us out by socializing the cats, giving them some love. We get them out, we play with them, we give them treats, all kinds of fun stuff.
Hey, Layla, is there a way to become a volunteer?
Unfortunately, at the moment, we're not accepting any new volunteers. We're kind of just holding on to the ones that we've had.
Yeah.
And we've also had to greatly reduce the amount of volunteers that we're able to have in here.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's true.
as y'all can imagine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're hoping sometime in 2021 that we're able to get new volunteers because we actually really need them. Hey, It's okay. Don't be scared.
Oh, buddy.
We always need more cat socializers, and we always need more dog walkers and people to help us with laundry.
Right.
Hey, cutie. Hey. Yes, see, y'all can see how cutely marked this little kitten is.
Oh, buddy.
This is either Mitzi or Ritzy. This is Ritzy. Hey, Ritzy. Oh, you're so cute. But yeah, so that's just, whoa. Okay, you're getting some exercise today. But yeah, this is our cattery. I spend a lot of time in here. So yeah, and then I'm just gonna walk back through here, and what I'm going to do is go get myself set up in a room where I can bring a couple puppies on camera, and that's where I will hang out with y'all for the next segment.
Cool.
And I will keep y'all on camera so you can see our canine area. I'm going to warn you now, it's going to be loud. This is where the dogs are. So in just a moment though, as soon as we get to the puppies, I'm going to go off camera for just a minute so I can pick them up and move them into this room, and then I'll be right back on. So,
do you want me to wait, or do you want me to go ahead and do the next planter?
Wait just for a minute, I can get set up and introduce. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have gone in there. If you give me just a minute, I can introduce the dogs, and then I'll let you.
Okay, sounds great.
If you're good with that. I'm going to mute y'all so you don't have to hear this.
Okay. Puppies. Oh. Hi, friend. Oh, is that a sleepy puppy? Oh. Oh, another sleepy.
Okay, I'm going to steal a puppy and go off camera, and then I'll be right back with y'all in just a minute.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, Taylor and Holly, if you'd like to turn your video on, it might help me to see what you're working on. I'm guessing both of y'all have the doggies, and hopefully I'll be able to show you what you're looking at. But yes, we're going to be doing the dog planter next. And then we're also going to do the same thing with the ugly rocks or dirty rocks. We're going to put those on the bottom. That's going to be what we're going to do first when we go to plant the doggies. Move my kitty arrangement over here. So I think I'm going to put white rocks on mine, but how did the black rocks look on yours, Paul?
I ended up not putting rocks because there wasn't a lot of space, and it's like
pretty
a black
tight.
cup. Yeah, and it was black cup, so I felt like it would just blend.
Yeah, same. That's what I was like. If I would have known, I would have gotten you like white rocks or something. But yeah, it's pretty tight in there, and it's really just a decorative thing. So if your plants are filling that space, then it should be fine.
Okay.
It's just like one more little extra thing you could do if you have more space. But yeah, there's literally like 5 rocks on mine. You know, because it's like this one corner has this many rocks. Oh, is that a puppy? Oh. Let me chat real quick with Holly. So Holly, that we're recording the session, so we could probably send you a recording of the cat arrangement that we did together earlier. I'm trying to type it over here and like nothing's happening, so that's why I'm talking. Oh, good, there you are. Okay, good. Yes, totally.
Okay.
Oh, is that a puppy? Hey. Oh my God, you're so little.
Yes, these are our Christmas puppies. Hi, I have to sit down.
The tiniest puppies.
Oh my gosh, he's so black you can't even see him. Look how cute he is. We We need to rename him. His name was Father Christmas, but his little lightning bolt
Are you
on his
picking out a friend?
someone wants to name him Harry Potter. And then this is his little sister. Say hi. This is Merry Christmas.
What kind of dog is that, do you think?
Sure, they're definitely mixed breeds, and we, are not real sure about how large they're going to get. Probably bigger than 35 pounds, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's like they seem like they might be small, but then they could also be really big.
Exactly, I know. This little girl, she's a little smaller than the rest of the litter, so she's got some growing to do. But yeah, all of these puppies, like I was saying, they get adopted so fast. They're already all spoken for. But who doesn't want some puppy love on camera, right? So
yeah.
Yes.
Tiny things, all
There's
the tiny
things. They don't know what to do in here. They're like, they were all in a nice little pile of puppies in their kennel earlier. Oh, baby, don't be scared. Come here, I'll hold you.
Cute.
Yeah, again, like I said, all the puppies that we have on camera, unfortunately, are spoken for. But if y'all are ever interested in adopting, you can email us at adoption@austinhumanesociety.org or go to our website, which is austinhumanesociety.org. Come here, little girl. Let me hold you too.
So I'm guessing, Taylor, you have the dog arrangement?
Hi, I do.
Hi.
And we ended up just doing it with you with the cat one. You wanna
Oh,
see?
okay, good. Oh, yay. Oh, good. There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty much
that
the
was
exact
fun.
same. Yeah,
Yes.
good.
Yeah, we figured we'd just do it along with you with the cat one. And this is our
Yeah,
pupper,
totally.
Tucker, if you can see him.
Oh, somebody's
Hello.
jealous.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, cute. Alrighty, well, let's start working on this doggy guy.
Cool.
All right, so here's your doggy guy. You're gonna take your ugly rocks or dirty rocks, and we're just gonna pour them in there. I'm gonna pour from this one so you can kind of see. So I use like that much ugly rocks. So mine's about up to like here. So it's just like a quarter an inch, maybe just like a full inch down there. You definitely can't see any of the white of the bottom. All right. And let's see here. I don't know if I have another banana. Show me the plants that you have for your doggy. Are they pretty much the bananas, the
Purple guy.
purple pinky guys, which I'm gonna have to pull out of this guy. And then your purple guy. Cool.
The yellow guy.
And a black one.
And the black
Yellows. Yellows we're gonna have to substitute. And traily guy. And then the black one. Yes. That black one. Cool. All right. So for first, let's see, how can I substitute this banana? I wonder if I could just pull out a banana. All right, we're substituting and or faking it. So here's your bananas. You're gonna hold the string on this side and then pull away your tray. Oh, you know what? Actually, we forgot to put soil in. That's what we're doing first. I forgot. I was like, I think I remember. But then I looked at it, I'm like, crap, I forgot. All right, my bag of soil. So with your bag of soil, you're just gonna be doing the the rim around the edges. Because we're gonna make a nice little like hole in the middle. And then we'll shove all of the little babies around.
Do you fill it like to the top, like to the rim?
Yeah, but keep it still pretty loose. Don't do all the packing yet. You definitely want to shove a bunch into the pocket behind the dog's head here. So you'll take the soil and you'll shove all that soil in there because we're not going to be planting anything there. So we're going to fill it with soil. So it looks like I've used maybe like half of my bag. Yeah, that's good. And so like, here's the pile, and then I'm just gonna kind of like push away to make a hole in the middle here. So you can tell that there's kind of like a dip down in the middle because we're gonna be adding all those plants around. All right.
Let's put just a little bit more.
Oh, puppies.
Oh yeah, our dogs are anytime there's they're also both adopted. We'll show you them here in a little bit.
Oh, yay.
But one of them is very barky.
Oh no. He's like, hey, what dog are you playing with?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm making a dog.
This dog planter is so cute. I love it so much.
Right?
So cute.
Awesome. Cool. Alrighty, so we'll take your bananas again. We're gonna start over. We're gonna take your bananas. You're gonna pull away from the back here. You're gonna kind of thin down that cube, and you're gonna kind of make it flat and kind of just pushing it. Yeah, just kind of thinning it out to where you can go at the end of the banana. You can just kind of like hold it there, and it's like almost like a skinny like rectangle shape. Yeah, you're just kind of thinning it down. Yep, and then you're gonna put it in the front, so kind of drizzle whichever way. You could drizzle backwards or you could drizzle forwards, up to you. And your bananas are gonna kind of be more kind of flat along the edge here. So you're making it into this kind of like holding it like this and just kind of keeping that to the edge here. Okay. And that's how we're gonna be able to fit another one right on top of it. Let's see if I have a kind of a, I can do another fake option.
It's almost like it needs the weight of something to keep it down.
Exactly. And that's the thing about these guys. And that's in the end when we go to add the rocks and the soil and stuff like that on top, that also weighs everything down so that they don't wobble out. So I'm going to put this little jade here as like an example. So I'm going to put it super low like your bananas. And I'm just kind of just packed it to the edge there.
Okay, do I do this guy?
Yes, now we're gonna do your guy. And remember the petals are a little fragile, so you're just gonna be lightly holding those and then pulling away your little tray guy. And then you'll thin this one down a little bit. This one can have a little bit more structure. If you have any things around the edges here, I call them the crunchies. They're on the very bottom. You just kind of pull those away. They're very satisfying to pull off.
Yeah.
Those are usually the oldest petals. So if you see those going crunchy while you have your arrangement, it's kind of something you would prune off. So don't use those as the health of your plant. Then as long as you have new happy growth in the middle, that's how you can tell your succulent is happy. The edges and the bottom are the old stuff. So that's going to always look like kind of the worst compared to the fresh new growth. So I'm just gonna kind of hold it, kind of keep it in my fingers here and just kind of tuck it like you're almost putting your bananas that way, and then your rosette's gonna kind of fit right on top there on that like little bit of an edge. And you can kind of, yours is a little bit wider, so you might, your leaves might go a little bit closer to your bananas. But this is why we do it kind of like second, so that way you can fit it in the right way, and then we'll work around the rosette.
It's pretty.
Yeah, and if you need more space, you can always just keep pushing it further out of the pot if you need more space to it.
Yeah.
As long as it has like a little bit of those roots, what will happen is once we plant it in there, if it'll be a little wobbly in the first like week or so, and like the next couple of weeks, they'll kind of firm up and the roots will come out and they'll kind of grab on a little bit better if it seems too wobbly or too far out to the edge. All right, so then we've got our black guy, and then we have the yellow ones. Okay, so yellow guys, those guys, and then the black one, right? Okay, so this one we're going to do, I think which we should do this guy. Let's do your tall, actually, let's do the black one next.
Okay.
So we're gonna hold those, so these petals are gonna be a lot more up, whereas the ones we were working with are a little bit more flat. So we're gonna thin him down. And so because this one is a little bit more like spacey between it, we're gonna thin it down and we're gonna kind of shove it into that spot right above the bananas. So I put my jade there to just kind of pretend to be your bananas. And because it goes more upwards, you can see it, and with the trail, and then you can see that guy, and then you can kind of see him. The black ones aren't like totally my favorite, but they have such a good contrast that it's just really nice to have a different color and kind of a different shape in succulent. So they're usually something I use like as a filler, but they're just kind of fascinating how dark they are, and their color just kind of contrasts with everything. Because that's the thing about these arrangements. It's more about picking contrasting colors to be next to each other is like the biggest thing when it comes to design. So my guy is kind of a little like pain in the ass. He's kind of fallen over. See how he's like kind of up and falling over. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our yellow guys. Those are going to basically, we're gonna shove our yellow guys next to him to kind of weigh him down. So I'm holding my black one back. I'm holding it back here, making a deeper hole. So I'm like kind of pre-drilling for those yellow ones. Yeah, the dog planter is a little bit harder with the 5 plants. All right, so I made a nice deep hole. This guy's still kind of wobbling over, so I'm just gonna ignore that. I'm going to I know. And so with that guy, we're going, you're gonna hold the end here and we're putting the tray away, and then we're gonna make him a little bit smaller. So you're gonna hold the stems. The leaves, especially, you don't have to worry about the leaves on the bottom. The leaves on top tend to be the most fragile, but the leaves on the bottom we're kind of gonna bury, so it's okay if they pop off. So I'm gonna take my, you got the dry dirt cough. I'm taking my black guy. I'm gonna hold him this direction, and then I'm gonna take you're gonna take your yellows. I'm doing a jade, and I'm just gonna shove him next to that guy. And then you just kind of configure it, twist and configure it to where it's getting in there. And that guy's gonna kind of be obviously slightly pain in the ass. Okay. All right, so what I did was I just kind of like, I twisted him to where he's more up, and then I tucked my jade to where he's like literally the one holding that Black Prince one up.
Yeah.
And that guy will kind of like unfurl and stuff on its own. Cool. Okay. If you need, and you can always pack a little bit more soil to start to keep them in that direction.
Yeah.
We're just gonna try to make this back area for that pink one. We're gonna give it some space. So you can always hold back your other tall ones and then just kind of drill some more holes in there.
I know, I'm gonna drill it, but I'm gonna pack that guy in because I feel like they don't have.
And you can use your ugly rocks or your, you can use your ugly rocks to kind of put some more weight down below if your guys are too top heavy.
We're doing these as Christmas gifts.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to receive that as a gift. That's a great gift.
Oh, you froze.
Oh, it looks like Shannon froze. Our puppies have become party poopers. They went to sleep the second now we're done. I thought they'd be lively and play and be silly for y'all on camera, but they have other plans.
That newborn life.
No, no kidding. How old are y'all's dogs?
You can show him.
I forget how old he is now. 5.5 and
almost 3.
2.5.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. So cute. Oh, what a pretty pup.
Get him from Dallas. Our other one's somewhere. He's a little bit more shy. I don't know.
He kind of does his own thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Oh,
For some
you're
reason.
That's okay.
I was like, that's why we got the Layla.
Yes. With these exciting
Awesome.
puppies that decided to just poop out in the middle of the party and go to bed. Very silly. Oh,
All right.
so sweet.
And then this is our other one.
Oh, so cute.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my gosh. So cute. Love it.
Does he approve the arrangements?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what matters. These aren't real dogs. We're not competing. We're just supporting doggies. All right, you ready for that last one?
Yeah.
All right, this guy is a little, so I kind of like started and kind of pressed and made myself a nice good hole in the back here. So the tops are gonna be a little bit more fragile. Yeah, you're gonna pull it away. You're gonna thin them down. It might be easier to pull them separate from each other because there's some gapping in there. Or you can kind of just use the two stems. Let's see if I can represent it. You can
I think I might. Yeah, they want to come
Yeah,
apart.
you can kind of hold at the stems and kind of shove them close to each other.
Okay.
And it's easier when they're individual because you can kind of like make a hole and then put it in there, pack it, make another hole, put it in there, pack it.
Yeah.
So look how sad mine is this big. So I just actually gonna use this yellow guy as my substitution. And since he's kind of wide, and so I'm just gonna hold this base here and then kind of wiggle him into that hole, which is obviously slightly hard because he is a little bit wider.
My yellow guy is like pushing them out.
Oh yeah, it's like, I'm the coolest one in here. And you're like, no, these pink ones are the coolest ones. And you can just kind of keep pressing your yellow guy to the edge of the planter. If you need to kind of make some more space, you can push backwards and have more like almost like a fan shape here. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3. So if like you'd have your three opportunities here.
I think they packed in.
I just kind of shoved him back there.
Yeah.
Just keep packing.
Just keep packing. It's super annoying. Put this guy in there. Yeah, the dog one is a lot smaller than the cat one. All right, so I just put these crazy like buttons in there. And so mine's like all the way out to the edge. So I'm just gonna kind of hold my crazy guys and then pour into this bag here. And then pack it in. That guy, I kind of, and that guy just like totally
Lift him.
and see how the back yellow guys or jade substitution is really like on the outside of the planter. I put these in as the pink substitution. And if you get like a pencil or pen, you can kind of shove them into the like more crevices and kind of pack more dirt into the crevices. Get in there. And then once you've got everybody in there, then you can kind of fluff and move. So now my black one has a little bit more space that way, so I can kind of let him unfurl a little bit.
I kind of shoved him in the corner, but
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, my guy's like completely on the outside.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Awesome. You did it.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And there might not be any room for rocks on this guy. So you could probably, like, literally the only spot I have is like next to the black one, which you would not even see the rocks. So feel free to use those rocks on any of your other arrangements, or make a little like air plant base will be cute. You can get like a little plate with a little bit of rocks and then put an air plant on it.
Oh, yeah.
Air plant arrangement. Awesome.
Yay. I like it.
So cute. It looks great.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Love it.
Send me a picture and I'll tag you on Instagram.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes.
So who are the recipients of these awesome planters that y'all just made?
Two of our good family friends.
Oh, that's super cute.
Yeah.
You're making them for people?
Yeah, one of them, it's like their siblings, and one family has all cats and the other family has dogs, so we're gonna give it to them that way.
Aw, that's
perfect.
so sweet.
Yeah.
And I've got a few of both of the planters in the shop still, so if you secretly wanted to have your own, you could come and get some more of those.
Okay, great. I think she's taking pictures. Where did you want us to send it again?
Just tag Succulent Native in Instagram, and then I'll put it on my story.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. And we can tag Austin Humane Society, and then they can put it on their story as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, totally. That'd be great. We'd love to share it.
We can keep you nameless if you wanna, if your people follow both of us.
Oh no, I think it's fine.
Cool.
You never know. We always have to be careful about what we do on social media too.
I know, right? And they're like, I was gonna go to my grandma who follows you every single day. And you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
Could I ask you a question about not succulents, but another plant we have that is what I have? We have I think it's called a dragon tree.
Oh, tree bone? Is it a euphorbia? Yes, you have to show me.
This one?
Oh yes, it's like a palm.
Yeah. Is it normal for the bottom leaves to get droopy?
Yes.
Okay, because we're not overwatering it, but we didn't know why it was getting droopy.
So that's the same as like succulents, where the bottom petals are going to be the ones that you're pruning off. If you actually look at the stem on that one, you can see the little jagged lines. That's where they have trimmed back those leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so anything droopy or cut or bottom, any of that stuff, you just trim back.
And will they just fall off, or will it help us to trim it for them?
They will just get crunchy and just kind of hang out. You will have to either cut them or peel them off.
Okay.
But yeah, that guy's, it's more of a palm, so it needs a little bit more water, a little bit more light, so it's in a pretty good spot. But yeah, you're going to be trimming back anything, and those guys get bonked easily and they break. So you just trim back those. You're going to be growing new stuff from the top in the middle. So as long as you've got new growth coming out of it, then you can tell it's growing and happy. That's just more pruning stuff.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
That makes sense about the pretty design on the stem. That
Yeah,
it's cut
I know.
off.
I was like, you can tell that. What I noticed that the most was from agaves. So agaves during the winter, during the, they're out and happy all summer, all year long, and then in the winter they freeze, and all the bottom leaves get really sad. You'll see it probably in the next couple months. They'll get really, really sad, really gross, and look really bad. And you'll see people coming by and trimming the bottom off. And then it'll just look so aesthetically pleasing. And you're like, how did that happen? They're like, you just cut it off, kind of thing. So keep an eye on that. And you can same with some of the other Dracaenas do the same thing. And you can just look at the base and it's got that really pretty design to it, but that's literally just them chopping it back.
Oh, okay.
Same with palm trees. You'll see that a lot with palm trees. You literally have to cut those stems and then it makes this really cool pattern.
Okay, cool. Sounds great.
Sweet.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any other last words from you, Layla?
Not from me. I'm glad y'all joined us, and love
Yeah, it was fun.
your dogs. That was awesome. Yeah, and I was going to mention, I was talking about our trivia nights earlier. We do have virtual trivia nights. We've got one coming up that's holiday themed. It's donation based, so $1, $5, whatever. It's going to be really fun. We have like we do a pet costume contest. What else? Oh, and then the best part is it's usually sponsored by a restaurant. This week it's sponsored by Cabo Bob's, and they gave us just gift cards to donate. So yeah, we'll have more events, and of course, all in the virtual space, and yeah, and we're just super grateful to I haven't been here that long, but I know we have a history with Succulent Native, and so this was my first time to get to do a planting party with y'all, so that was fun.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Thanks,
I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Let us know if you have any questions.
Bye.
I'll send you the recording page.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
All right,
you want to stay on real quick?
Oh yeah, I think it went great.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really cute. I'm sorry these puppies just like pooped out and went to sleep, but they weren't the most entertaining dogs ever. I thought they would be really. Now you want to.
Well, it's hard too because they're adopted, and you're like, I want it, but I don't want to look that hard.
I know.
They're too cute.
And all the other dogs we have, it just depends on what we have here. Like, there's a bunch of dogs in there that are not easy to get in and out of their cage. So I wasn't gonna mess with them. Now you're waking up.
Now you're awake. Oh, precious.
But this is fun.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and let me know if you have any other big event things happening.
Cool.
I mean, it sucks right now because of Zoom is just so over.
I know.
But whatever we can do to help.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, you should. Don't walk on my computer. You should join us for trivia night sometime. Super fun.
Yeah. Should I just follow you on Facebook or Instagram?
Actually, both, but the event is on Facebook.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's coming up on the 15th, and it's so much fun. I really have a blast doing it. Our volunteer coordinator here, who's a musician and just basically this amazing performer. She's our MC, so she makes it really lively and she throws in a lot of puns. It's really fun.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Well, that's cool.
On my phone.
Awesome.
These dogs. They peed the second I brought them in here. I was like, of course they did.
Of course you're going to do that, as long as it's not in your lap.
Or on my phone, which is
yes.
Anyway.
And that happens.
Yeah, that would not be good. Now you're playing. Anyway, well, this was fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then, so for the donation, how should I go doing that with y'all?
I'm assuming you prefer not to do a check, or do you prefer a check? Whatever.
I mean, either way, it's not going to be a ton of money.
Right.
But it's going to be something.
Yeah.
So I can do a check if you want.
I mean, it's easier for you to just, I guess, basically go online and do it. And when you do, just shoot me an email and let me know. And that way I can give a heads up to our finance department and make sure that everything gets credited to you and that we did this, party together and everything. So yeah, you can totally do that. And I'll give them a heads up to watch for a donation from you. So.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
It wouldn't be in your name. It would be under Succulent Native, right?
So I'm probably going to use the credit card that has both.
Oh, okay.
So it might say Succulent Native. It might be Shannon Donaldson. I don't know.
I'll include both and let them know.
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thanks. And I'll send you the recording here in just a bit too.
Okay, sounds good. Awesome.
All right.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.